Hello my friend, in next 15 minutes I'm going to explain you what kind of watercolor practice or exercise you should be doing that will take your watercolor learning to the next level in 2025. I will explain you how you are doing today and how you should be doing in this particular year. How basically you are doing here is you are just taking this bun sienna and mopping it here. So now you see you have made this roof. What you have done is you have just taken this burnt sienna and put it here as a plain color, right? Now how you should be doing it, okay? So here is the solution, how you should be approaching this. So I'm using the same color what you have just taken here, but I will add a very little ultramarine blue also. And here we go. All right, now you see here this one and this one. Can you see the difference? Here we have used the more like a very straight, from the color plate, and you have just applied it here. It's a very plain flat color. But when you look at here, you see the dimension into it. You see the value into it. Light is coming from this side, and this side will be slightly darker, and that's the reason we have used. So you can just see clearly, you can find the difference. So this is how basically you should be practicing. All right, now let's work on the wall of this house. Okay, so here what we have done is we have just taken this straight color, and we just applied it here. This particular area which has a blue color, that's kind of this is the plywood sort of structure here in this particular area, and there is a couple of entrance here. So what we have done is we just applied the plain color here, and we just try to make this entrance. But there is a shade, right? Because the light is coming from here, and we should have a shade which is not here at all, okay? And moreover, you see here this is a more lighter here, okay? So we need to, how we can just go ahead and make this to make it more believable that this is light is coming from this side and the shade is falling in this particular area, right? So let's work on this particular one. So we'll use the same color what we have used here in this one. So there is a very interesting shade which is coming here in this side. So I'm using this color, and I'm using burnt sienna, mixing them, and I'm just trying to have the shade here. So this particular area, it's just a one brush in a one go itself, just like this. It will tell me that okay, this is the shade which is coming here in this side. Okay, something like this. Okay, so instead of just giving this plain the plain color here, the flat color, I've just used this shade because this wall is white, and that's the reason I just keep this background as white for this wall. Now let's work on this one. What we have done here is all right. So now you see what we have done here and how we have just done it here. We try to make bold patches here all over the places. Okay, you can clearly see the difference, how we have just done it here, how we have done it here, how we got this brush strokes here. Okay, now let's work on the boundary wall, which is a fencing here. So let's work on that part. So here what we have used here is we have just taken the same ultramarine blue and burnt sienna, and we just applied it here. It's neat, clean, but the problem here is when you look at it as a whole, it doesn't look like a it's a different entity, which is, it looks like a part of it, right? If you look at here, and it happens because there is no proper amount of the values being given into this, right? So now, how you can rectify this, how you should be approaching this. So I'll use the same color here. I'll take a ultramarine blue and a bit of burnt sienna. Okay, let me just take it a bit, and now we'll go. So when we apply this color, that's fine. I mean, we can just take the same color here, what we have used here, but make it a very lighter. Okay, so and leave your first like a very lighter outline here into this. So what happens is when you do something like this, you can clearly give a demarcation that okay, that's a different I mean, this is different unit altogether. Okay, now let me just work on this wall. It goes something like this. It's a fairly same thing, but the thing here which will be more interesting here is you are actually adding a depth and the value you are applying it here to make things more believable. So when we are adding a bit of depthness here, you making sure that yes, it's not a unit, one unit, it's a different entities. There is a big difference between this. Okay, now you see here when I'm starting adding these a very small detail here to this. Okay, something I'm using the same color what we have used here, but only thing is we are adding a bit of depth into it. Okay, we'll further work on this once this will get dry, but this is the time when we can just add something like this. We can also make the entrance what we did here. Now if you look at this one and this one, definitely you'll find like, okay, it's the same, but there is a value we have added which creates a lot of interest in your painting later on when you go for the other layer. Okay, so now we got almost like a first layer, we got it. Have you ever felt stuck with your watercolor progress? That's exactly why I have created my Patreon watercolor art community. Inside, you will find a step-by-step learning journey carefully designed to accelerate your growth week by week. This is not a random content, it's a proven roadmap where you will always know what to focus on, how to practice, and how to apply each lesson to your own art. And that's the best part. You will be learning alongside a global community of artists, sharing your progresses, asking questions, and celebrating growth together. So if you are serious about improving your watercolor skill, this is the fastest and most inspiring way forward. Join today and begin your structured journey to becoming the watercolor artist you have always wanted to be. Okay, so our paper is dried, and now we can go ahead and paint this roof. Alright, now you see This is how basically, if you look at any beginners or even some people who's been working on this medium for a long time, they will end up with having working something like this. What exactly you're doing here is, what we have just done here is, we're just taking the color and just applied it here. But watercolor is not just about just taking the color and apply wherever you feel like, okay, I should be, or even if you are watching the reference image and you are just doing the based on whatever it is given. This is mostly about your whatever the patch, whatever the brush strokes or the shades or value you are giving it, how does it making your artwork more enriching, okay, how you're making this artwork more appealing to your eyes. Even if you are doing this, you can move from this to this, doing something like this, what I'm just going to show you here now. Now imagine that you have this entrance, okay. Now let's work on this entrance. I'll take this darker pigment, okay, and never ever fill with darker pigments like how we have just done it here. When you're doing something like this, you're actually retaining its light inside whatever. You can just scratch it, just scratch a bit here and there. That also creates a very interesting texture in it. You can further add some darker pigments, something like this, but never ever just take a darker pigment and just fill with this entire thing. That's not a good way to approach such kind of work. Now when it comes to this, what we have done, this is the wooden actually plate, so we can just make this as something like this, broken lines here, what you see here, and we can add more depth. Don't stop still here. You have to finish your artwork. You need to finish the value, which is not just ending up here, it's still going on, okay. It's a broken, uneven outline, something like this. Now when you're doing something like this, it immediately creates a very beautiful interest in this artwork. You can just further take this layer and just pump something like this. It adds a further interest into your artwork. Now we haven't done yet. We need to take this color again. We need to make tiles of this. Now you see here, can you just see the comparison between these two, right? I haven't done so much here. What I have done is I have just given uneven, broken outline. So this is what we have. Now can you see this? Okay, see, I'm not saying it's not good. It's good, clean, at least this area, but this is you need to, if you want to improve your watercolor to next level, enjoying its pigment, enjoying its values, then probably you need to move from this to this gradually. Okay, there are great amount of opportunity you will find where you need to show the depth and light, the overall composition as well, and that's a great way to work with a watercolor medium. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, I'm inviting you to join my watercolor art community. This community where you want to be, because you will be meeting a similar mindset of people and the same values and the same vision what you have, and you will also have a very structured watercolor learning week by week. And it's not just about the watercolor, it's more about making a connection, making a real connection with a similar mindset of people. And I'm seeing a lot of people, they are improving, they are going from one level to another level, and this is how their progress is happening in this platform. So I'm inviting you to join this global watercolor art community, and I'm sure you're going to like it. And I'll see you next video very soon. You can watch this particular video for you, and if you wanted to be part of this Patreon watercolor art community, you can join this community clicking on this. Thank you so much and have a great day.